Hi, my name is Grant Franko, and I'm a third-year finance major in the honors program here at RIT. Right now, I'm standing outside Max Lowenthal Hall, which houses the Saunders College of Business. As part of a university that blends business, technology, science, liberal arts, and design, Saunders sits in a position to offer students many resources that most other business colleges cannot. Let's go into the business school that's rising in rankings at the intersection of business and technology. So right now I'm standing inside the Sklarski Center for Business Analytics, which houses our Saunders Bloomberg Market financial software. So in this lab, we do have 16 workstations that allow students to have access to the same kind of information and technology used by financial professionals all around the world. This lab really allows students to gain a competitive advantage in the job market and features things such as our freestanding movable workstations, as well as our digital whiteboard that promotes collaboration. In addition to that, we of course have our stock ticker, which shows all the stocks in the S&P 100 index. And this lab is always open to RIT students just using their RIT ID card. Right now I'm standing inside the atrium in Saunders. This is a great place for students to meet up, get some work done, meet for any of their group projects, or just catch up in this area. We do have 3 informational screens that show information on any kind of events or club meetings that are happening in Saunders. You also have connections to live news networks going on all around the world. In addition to that, we do have our 90-inch interactive display for visitors that will give information on news and events happening in Saunders, as well as it features many of our prominent alumni that we do have here. Right behind me, we have our Saunders Student Services. This is where students can come and be greeted when they're meeting with their academic or faculty advisor. There are a wide bank of resources that these advisors can give students to help them through their academic career. So this is the area where you come to meet with your academic advisors. They're a great resource that will help you understand what classes you should be taking, where you're at in your academic program, and you are of course free to meet with them as frequently as you wish. At RIT, you also get a faculty advisor, which is essentially somebody that you can go to with any industry-specific questions that you might have. Whether you want to know what it's like to work in your industry, what kind of companies or positions you should be applying to, your faculty advisor is always a wonderful resource for that. Right next to me here, we do have our Dean Suite. This is a place students will sometimes come to meet with the Dean or just have other presentations. The Dean of the College of Business also does a lunch with the Dean every semester, which is a chance for students to come and just talk to the Dean and give them feedback on anything that they would like to see in our Saunders College of Business. So this is the Dean's conference room. This is where we would have our lunch with the Dean. You can also meet with your advisors in here. A lot of times for classes, this space is used. I myself have given a few presentations in this area, and this is a wonderful professional workspace for students. So right now I'm standing inside the Lobozo Center for Executive Education. This is a really wonderful space that provides accommodations similar to that of what you would see in a corporate setting. This allows our students to have a very interactive and collaborative environment for learning. We do have 3 monitors that allow our students to share their screens with the class so they can work together. This really does provide a realistic environment that actually has the feel of working in conferences or meetings in a corporate setting. So right now I'm standing inside the Saunders atrium. This was actually made for our 10-year commemoration of our business school being named after our namesake and benefactor, Phil Saunders. It also commemorates the conclusion of the Saunders Challenge, which raised over $20 million thanks to Phil Saunders' gift matching and visionary leadership. We are also about to expand our business school and add about 80 brand new rooms, including a new auditorium and coffee shop. So we're very excited for that coming up in the next couple years. Right now I'm standing inside the Global Business Solutions Lab. This lab does have 30 computer workstations with state-of-the-art equipment. Computers in here are running Windows 10 and have Adobe Creative Cloud, Microsoft Office Suite, SPSS, SAP, and much more. Students also have access to free printing from all of the labs that we have here in Saunders. So this is the Business Activities Center. So this is a large room with an open floor plan. A lot of times we'll have class spaces in here or club meetings. This room can also be split into 2 sections for simultaneous usage. So this is a large lecture space that we have here in Saunders. It's a good representation of the kind of classes that our students take here. But this lecture hall does have an instructor station with dual projector screens so that students can always see what the instructors are presenting from wherever they are seated in the room. So this is the Business Enterprise Systems Lab, which has 38 computer workstations with state-of-the-art software for students to use. This lab is open daily from 7 a.m. until midnight, and is always accessible with your RET ID. We also do offer free printing from this lab as well. So this is our Student Learning Center, which overlooks the Gene Policini Center, the home of our men's and women's Division I hockey programs here at RET. This room is open 24 hours a day and always allows students to escape from the noise and activity of the Saunders atrium and have a nice quiet place to study and get some work done. So this is an example of a typical classroom space here in Saunders. You can really see from the size of the classroom that we do have a very kind of small school feel here in Saunders, which is one of the greatest assets of our college. We do have all of the resources of RET, one of the largest private institutions in the country, but our faculty always get to know the students by name. So right next to me, we have a few of our faculty offices. Students in Saunders are encouraged to meet with their faculty outside of classes if they're struggling with anything in their work. Our faculty do have office hours here, which is just a time when they can go and meet with their faculty for any reason at all. So right behind me, we have our Dr. Philip R. Tyler Active Learning Classroom, which features a smartboard as well as a modular reconfigurable design so that students really have pods that can study and work together and get some things done. You can also see an example of one of the sitting spaces that we do have here in Saunders. The rumor with RET students is that this is actually the most comfortable place to study on our campus. So right now I'm standing inside the Redcom Active Learning Collaboratory. This again does have a modular reconfigurable design as well as a smartboard directly behind me. This is a wonderful example of the many ways that we can get our students to collaborate and work together here in Saunders, and it also houses capabilities for us to connect with our global campuses in places like Dubai, Beijing, China, Kosovo, as well as Croatia. Thank you so much for joining me on our virtual tour of the Saunders College of Business here at the Rochester Institute of Technology. I hope you continue looking into the many resources and opportunities that Saunders has to offer for graduate and undergraduate students, and I hope to see you on campus in the future.
So now that we've concluded this part of the tour, we're going to go take a quick stop at Java's Cafe, and then we're going to go up to the Eastman building on the 4th floor, which is the hospitality department. Alrighty, so we got our drink, and now we're going to head over to the 4th floor on Eastman. So our first stop is Henry's Restaurant. Henry's is a fully functional classroom that can be rearranged into restaurant seating or as well as a classroom setting, and that hospitality students such as myself use for various classes such as food and beverage management, restaurant and event planning, and even our wines and beers of the world courses. The restaurant is named after Mr. Henry Loam from Bosch & Loam, and many students love coming here to really get a hands-on feel of what the industry is like. Our next stop is Henry's Kitchen. Henry's Kitchen is a full-sized industrial equipped kitchen with many appliances, and it even features my favorite, a huge mixer that we have that can mix up to 12 batches of cookies at once. Many of our food and restaurant courses are offered here, and we even use the space to equip and prep for bigger events that we may hold within Saunders, such as our annual Valentine's Day pasta dinner. And now we are in the IHSI Food Production Lab, where students from courses such as Principles of Food Production as well as Food Innovation take their courses here. On this side, we also have many state-of-the-art appliances such as panini presses, ice cream makers, as well as other mixes to use to add and enhance to our classwork. And on this side, we use the computers to do our IHSI courses and to aid in projects that we may complete using the software on the computers. And now we're at our hospitality department chair suite. This suite houses the offices of our program director, our staff assistant, as well as our hospitality advisors. When consulting with advisors, many students seek the opportunity to complete the Saunders 4+1 program, which enables students to complete their master's in 5 years instead of 6. Upon completing the graduate program, Students can be ensured that they've made the right choice by Saunders' 94% outcome rate, as well as the expansive network of alumni, staff, and faculty to help them on their way. And now we're in our IHSI computer lab, which is for all Saunders students to come in and complete various projects, print out papers, and conduct reports on the computers. And the last part of our tour is the student lounge on the 4th floor. Many students come here to enjoy smoothies or even complete their homework or chat and catch up with friends. So that concludes our tour. Thanks for following me around Eastman as well as the Saunders School of Business. We hope to see you soon in one of our undergrad or master's programs. Bye!